Together. I gotta do it tonight. Hello, hi you guys. Hello, hi. Well, welcome back to another episode of Marriage Matters Mondays, Marriage Mondays live at 8. So we're not doing a pillow talk today because LJ is at men's group. So it's just me solo. So I kind of was doing some research and looking at some different things over the weekend. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about negative body image. It's kind of crazy how negative body image it's so rampant among women. Now, there are some statistics that men have negative body image, but overwhelmingly women have the highest percentage of negative body image. So I did invite some husbands. Hi, Jason. I did invite some husbands online just so they can kind of also get an idea of what their wives might be going through, or maybe the light bulb will go off on some areas. That they're like, oh, that's why she does this, or that's why she does that. So, yeah. So, I won't prolong. I said I was going to start at 8 o'clock, and I'm doing pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am Novica Olinger, and I'm hey, Jason. I am the second half of the dynamic duo, or the cool family, as Jason would call us. The cool couple. Larry and Novica Olinger were the marriage advisors, mentorees, co-founders of Marriage Matters Today Live. And we've been married for 20 years. Yeah, 20 years in June. And the Lord has called us to the ministry of marriage. And we've been through a lot of different things. And we feel that the Lord has given us a gift to reach couples. And so that's what we do. We are relationship communication specialists, certified relationship communication specialists. So we do have a little bit of a title behind our names. And so tonight I am coming to you solo. Like I said, LJ is at a men's group. And I want to talk to women specifically, but I did invite the husbands online as well, so you can kind of get an idea of what we go through. But I wanted to read some statistics for you. So tonight we're going to be talking about negative body image and how that affects our physical intimacy with our husbands. So a total percentage of all women who are unhappily with their bodies and resort to dieting is 91%. 91% of women are unhappy with their bodies and have gone through some type of dieting or lifestyle change, or anything of that nature to try to increase their bodies. 80% of women who say that the images of women in the media makes them feel insecure. So if you think about it, not only do you have the magazine models to deal with, but now you have the ever-growing Instagram models that are out there that now we're looking at, these supposedly everyday average women are getting themselves all dolled up and taking all these little selfies and all these little poses and all this and that. and it's making women feel insecure more than ever. So, the statistics are here. I've got these statistics from statisticbrain.com if you want to check them out. There's a lot more statistics on there talking about the statistics on, or percentages on, girls and teenagers and how they look at their bodies and all of that. So it says a percentage, there's 15 to 17-year-old girls who want to change at least one aspect of their physical appearance. 90%. 90% of 15 to 17-year-old teenage girls want to change something about their bodies. So women, we have a lot of things that just battle with, that go, up against us when it comes to our bodies. And if that doesn't get your, you're like, what the heck is going on going? A total annual revenue of the weight loss industry is $55.4 billion. $55.4 billion goes into the beauty and weight loss industry. Just the weight loss industry. So, there is a lot of, that concerns us as women, and how we look at ourselves and how we view ourselves. And that rolls over into being married. Yeah. We want to look good. We want to feel good about ourselves. But how much of that is going to those that just 90% of us that just are not happy, period, with the way we look, how we feel. So, I have, even talked to women who are married and have insecurities who say, I don't want my husband to see me naked. Or tell me if some of these statements kind of make you, sound familiar to you. I don't like the lights on when we make love. How many of you out there don't like the lights on? You don't want your husband to see how you look. You don't want him to see your facial expressions because you're just so insecure about the way you look. I usually have clothes on when I make love. So we don't get completely, we just maybe the bottom, because that's all you're going to get to see. If the stomach is covered, everything, because, we don't want them to see us. I don't worry about wearing lingerie because nothing looks right on me, or I don't think I'm sexy enough for him. These are things that go through our mind as wives when it comes to our husbands. And so there's obviously more reasons why we may have difficulty increasing the physical intimacy with our husbands. But tonight, I really just wanted to focus on, just our body image. And, I myself, I have body image issues. Again, I'm not exempt from the 90% of women that have battled that. I'm a pretty athletic person. So, I usually like to work out. I like to make sure I'm taking care of myself as much as, I can. But sometimes, things get in the way and I find myself not working out. I find myself feeling uncomfortable. When I hurt my knee a year and a half ago, I couldn't work out like I wanted to. So, I stopped going to the gym. I started just kind of being lazy because I didn't want to hurt my knee any further. Instead of getting it taken care of so I can get back into the gym and work out and all that, I just got lazy. And then I gained 35 pounds. So I went from a size 10, 12 to a size 14, 16. Uncomfortable walking around. And when I would get naked and, whatever, which is nothing for my husband and I. That's normal for us. I don't have any problem prancing around. I've been doing it. but I would immediately point out all the negative things. Look at my thighs. Oh, look at the fat around I got back fat. Or, oh, look how jolly my belly is getting. Instead of, because I didn't want him to point it out first. So these are things that, I don't know, you guys, you tell me, how do you feel about your body? How do you feel about, you know, those type of things? Because it's really one of those things that can devastate our relationship. And our husbands are thinking, well, shoot, you know, does she not want to be with me? Is it something about me? And really, it's not even about the husband. It's about us and how we view our bodies. So maybe some of you guys can give some examples of how body image issues have affected your marriage. You know, I'm just curious because I don't want y'all to be all silent on me. So these issues are so common, as you can tell by the percentages that I talked about earlier. And if you haven't heard the percentages, I invite you to go back and watch the first part of this half of the video so you can see what I'm talking about. I want to say hi, Tammy. Hi, Deja. Deja, I will be getting that information to you, so just bear with me. Got a lot of stuff on the calendar today. After getting back from Washington, D.C. So just bear with me on that. And so I figured, how could tonight, you know, just talking and having a conversation back and forth, how can we address the issue of having a negative body image, you know? So one of the things I wanted to, and you guys definitely chime in on how you've overcome negative body image. But let's see, Lisa, every time I stand in front of a mirror, I mentally point out what's wrong, but I know he loves me for me. I'm trying to work on feeling better about myself. Yes, that's what we want to talk about tonight. Because, so, I talked to my husband, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I thought, okay, so what does my husband say about my body? Because I'm running around here pointing out everything that's wrong. Just like Lisa, thank you for confirming that and putting that out there. Because I know I'm not alone. Again, 90% of us women have these issues. But I thought, you know, I married this man. He should love me for me, you know, but I want to be the best for him. So I just asked him, I said, hey, you know, I want to know how you feel about me. Now, first off, this is a great conversation starter to have with your husband, but it's not the time to get defensive, okay? So, listen, if you're going to have this candid conversation with your husband, you got to be ready for whatever he might say, okay? You have to be ready for what your husband will say if you're going to ask the question. But it's a time to show, really it's time to show your husband that, hey, I want to please you, but these are the things that I'm having an issue with. And then maybe you guys can work together on figuring out how to overcome those insecurities. So I asked my husband these questions, and here's what he says. I wrote it down because I want to make sure. And listen, I understand that not all relationships are created equal. What my husband says about my body and how he feels, and I asked him to be honest. I want him to be honest with me. And, you know, I understand there's an error in there there's a percentage that he might have indulged a little bit. And then it could just be my mistrust of thinking that that's just what he wants me to hear. So I said, first of all, he said, husbands love us regardless of how we look. He said, I love you regardless of how you look. Not that it's not important, but real love comes from being in love with who I am, with who you are. So he basically was telling me, you know, I loved you because of who you are. I loved you because all the characteristics that he could tell me. And one of those was, I love you because I'm attracted to you. But that's not the most important thing. You know, your physical, the way your body looks is not the most important thing. But not to say that it's not important. Okay. So that doesn't mean that because he tells me he loves me, not for how my body is, how it's shaped. He likes the thickness. He likes all of that. I may feel uncomfortable. He likes it. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't take care of myself. Right, ladies? That doesn't mean that we should just let ourselves go just because our husband might like some thickness, or just because he might like you to be thinner doesn't mean that you have a poor diet or that you exercise yourself to death to where you have no energy and you're depleted and you're unhealthy. Because you can be skinny and unhealthy just as well as you can be thick, obese, and unhealthy. So y'all chime in on me. Tell me what you think. I got some people in here that know what I'm talking about. Know something about losing weight. Know something about being healthy or not being healthy. So give me what you got. So another thing he said is that they respond more to you when you show that you are confident and show sexual desire for them. So my husband said, I'm more attracted to you when you are confident, when you're working in your gifts, when you are being a strong woman, when you're exhibiting that attraction towards me. So he's like, I'm not looking at your body when you're telling me how sexy I am, because I tell him all the time, oh, you're so sexy, ooh, this, that, or the other, and that pumps his ego up, and that he wants to be with me more, and it doesn't even have anything to do with the flubber behind my back. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have anything to do with that. But he's turned on because I turned him on because of how I act, how confident I am, or because I'm showing him that I'm sexually attracted to him. If you're not showing your husband being physical with him or exhibiting that, then they view that as, hey, she doesn't want me. He's not saying, oh, she doesn't want me because she doesn't feel good about herself. He's not thinking that. And even though that could be what you're saying, he's not thinking that. He's only thinking that you're just rejecting him because you don't like the way he is. When really it's just us that we have to work on. So, what else did he say? So he says the most important thing that we can do is simply take care of ourselves. So, I agree with him on that. So then I added to that, I took the liberty to say, okay, so that means we must take time out for ourselves, right? We got to take time out. How many of you guys take time out for yourselves? I'm talking about, whatever it is. Tell me what you do to take time out for yourself, because that's one of the things that we have to do. Instead of looking at the negative, what can we do that can make us feel better? That can show us that we're okay. One of the things that I decided to do is look at what the word said about me. So, as a Christian, as being married and a Christian and being a Christian, I wanted to know what does God say about me? What does the Bible say? So I looked up some scriptures. In Psalms 139, David talks about how he's fearfully and wonderfully made. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that the way God made me, he made me fearfully and wonderfully. That he knows me. He made my most inner parts, and that I was beautiful. I'm beautiful. Can I just internalize that? Can you internalize that God, when he created you, created something beautiful? You know what I'm saying? So internalize that. When the devil wants to come at you with all this social media hoopla, all these cute little selfies. Let me tell you one thing. Everybody that's taking those cute little selfies don't feel good about themselves. Everyone that takes them, not all of them feel good about themselves. We all have body images some way or another. So in order to battle that, we got to say, no, I'm not looking at that as my point of reference of who I'm supposed to be. But I'm going to look to the word. And the word says that God made me fearfully and wonderfully. So that's what I'm going to look at. Song of Solomon, he talks about, his women. His wife. He talked about how in Song of Solomon chapter 4:7, it says, "You are altogether beautiful, my darling. There is no flaw in you." This is a husband looking at his wife. You are beautiful. There is no flaw in you. Though we might see stuff hanging, stretch marks, cellulite, here, there, whatever, he's saying, our husband looks at us and says, you are beautiful. There's no flaw in you. Can we believe that? Can we trust that? Can we walk in confidence knowing that we have been fearfully and wonderfully made? Yes, Cheryl. Ms. Black said, God makes no mistakes, and that's what we need to remember. He doesn't make any mistakes. Sometimes we make wrong choices and we might get ourselves in a situation that may be unhealthy. But when he made us, there's no mistakes. So if we find ourselves doing things that are unhealthy, guess what? He gives us the mindset. He gives us the tools and the knowledge to go out there to be healthier. And if getting healthier means eating right, means exercising, then that's what we need to do. And if that means the weight is going to fall off, the weight's going to fall off. And then we have to be happy with that. And sometimes the weight falls off and things shift and move where we don't want them to go. You know what I'm saying? But can we be happy? Can we be content? In anything that we do, is there some way that we can just be content with who we are, how we've been made, knowing that our husband loves us, and be confident in that? Okay? Let's see. What's another one? Ephesians chapter 2:10, for we are God's masterpiece. We are God's masterpiece. And so we're worth something. We're worth something. Proverbs 31:10 says she is worth far more than rubies. So we are worth far more than rubies. So can we, ladies, can we just realize how beautiful we are? Can we accept that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that we are beautiful creatures, and that there is no flaw in us? There's no flaw in the design of a woman. None. God made us to be attracted to the man, whether we're skinny, short, tall, thick, round, robust, whatever it is, we are still made to be attractive to a man. And all those other images doesn't matter. Don't matter. Because we have to be real with who we are, and we have to be comfortable in our skin. All right, so we know we know a little bit about what the husband is saying. We know a little bit about what the word is saying, and I invite you to just look up some of the scriptures, write them down, and read them and internalize them for yourself, and walk in confidence. Walk in confidence, and do some of the things that will make you feel good. What are some of those things that will make you feel good? Work out, go into the gym. Some people like to I like to work out. I like to go to the gym. Like, I need to go and be in the atmosphere and work out with everybody else. If you leave me to be at home to do it, I may not get it in like I need to. But if I'm going to a gym, I know I'll get it done. But can you afford the gym membership? So that's another thing. How can you make that happen? What about eating right? Eating right, getting some recipes together, maybe doing some meal prepping or limiting your eating out. That means that you'll have to set aside time to go grocery shopping and meal prep, and maybe you can make this a fun thing for your husband, an event for you and your husband to do together. And that way, both of you guys are doing this and you're sharing in some extra intimacy time, with this. Some people may not see it as that, but it really is. It connects you guys. Monthly massages. What about that? I love massages. And I was going to the chiropractor. I was getting those chiropractic massages every week. It was the bomb. I was loving it. I felt so good. And so I invite you guys, maybe that's something you do, but you got to have extra cash for that. So, you got to save up for it. Save up for those monthly massages because they're going to make you feel good, Getting your hair done. Some people get their hair done. So maybe that's something that you can do that'll help you feel good about yourself, that gives you confidence. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done, etc. Whatever the case may be, but you need to set out some time for yourself to take care of yourself because everyone is getting a piece of you. Everyone's getting a piece of you. And when everything is said and done, the only thing that you have left is something negative to say about yourself after you just got through being super mom, awesome wife, all of that. Got to pour into yourself. Pour into yourself and realize that you are worth more than rubies. Okay? Worth more than rubies. So you have to take time out for yourself. If we want to overcome our body image issues, we must start doing things that make us feel good about ourselves. And so with that said, I want you to go out and try some of those things. Think about what is it that helps you to feel good about yourself. And the scriptures that I gave you earlier, internalize those, write them down, put them somewhere where you can read them, where you can remind yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you can remind yourself that you are beautiful and there is no flaw in you. As a woman, as God has created you, you are the apple of your husband's eye. Trust that, walk in that and believe in that. And I feel that you would really increase your physical intimacy. So you guys, that is all I have for today. I wanted to keep under 30 minutes and I think I did it. Does anybody have anything to say before we leave out? Hi, Pastor Millender. It's good to see you on here. Hi, Brandy. Yeah, so you guys, just want you to remember to share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Marriage Matters Today. So just go over to the YouTube channel. You can search it in there. It'll bring it up. This video will be on there. Plus we have other videos that you can watch. Go ahead and subscribe and share the YouTube page with everyone that you know. That's married or wanting to be married and all that good jazz. And also to remember, you guys, Ms. Black said, where is LJ tonight? He had a men's group tonight. So I had to go solo. If we were going to keep our schedule, I had to go solo. So he'll be back the next episode. The next episode we are airing is going to be our last pillow talk, our last episode, because we had 6 sessions. So our 6th and last final episode of Pillow Talk will be airing, and not sure what the subject is going to be yet. We'll try to make it a good one. All right, you guys. So remember, don't be afraid to be the one who loves the most in your marriage. And I will see you guys on our next Marriage Mondays live at 8 o'clock. See ya.